and welcome to The Drop, the official podcast of the 130th Airlift Wing. I'm Master Sergeant DeJuan Haley. The month of November is recognized as the month of the military family. According to recent statistics, about 6.6% of active duty and 2.7% of reserve and guard service members are in dual military marriages. Joining me today are two such members, Lieutenant Colonel Corey and Captain Undrena Gause. Welcome to the episode. So first off, I just want to start the conversation off with telling us a little bit about yourselves.
All right, my name is Corey Gause. I've been in the Guard for about 10 years total. Have about 8 years active before I transitioned over to the Reserve. So I've been in the Reserve and Guard total for about 30 years almost, 28 years since 1992.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I met Undrena while in Guam in 1998. We got married in 99, and we got two beautiful kids. We got Corey Jr., who is now a Guard member at the 130th, and we got Caitlin. Caitlin is 6 going on 25.
She's out of yard.
She really is.
Yeah, my baby. So, so that's about me. Undrena?
Well, like she said earlier, my name is Undrena Gause. I'm originally from Florida. Was raised in Montgomery, Alabama. I have over 10 years of active duty service. After that, I went to the reserves, and now I'm with the 130th. I've been with the 130th since 2015. Corey mentioned we have two kids, Corey Gause Jr. and Caitlin, and she is definitely 6 going on 26. She is a handful, and she's a daddy's girl. Before transitioning here, we lived in D.C. for about 15 years.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, and we've been married for over 20 years. Doesn't seem like it, though.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I must give a shout out to my hometown of Poplar, South Carolina, right outside Myrtle Beach. Yeah. That's home.
That's funny. My nephew is actually he was born in Spartansburg.
Okay.
So
Yeah. A few hours away, right out there. Yeah.
So you said you all met in Guam. Can you tell me a little bit about the story about how you all met?
Oh, I would tell that story easily. Corey was actually a blind date. We have a mutual friend that knew both of us and said, wow, I have this really nice guy that I would like for you to meet. So she had a birthday party for one of her kids, and Corey showed up. At the time, I had a mouthful of ribs, and he walked up to me, and I was like, wow, he's a really nice-looking guy. And basically, we had our first date, and he turned out to be a really, really, really good person. Fell in love, and he proposed, and we got married.
That's good. So, with the ribs in the mouth, like you knew that was like, it's the one.
Yeah, no fear.
So, what has been your greatest reward about being a dual spouse?
Being a dual spouse, it's been a blessing, actually. Basically, we've learned together, we've grown together. When you're sharing a common job or a common career, you have an understanding of each other's needs. You have an understanding of what it takes for a member to be successful. For example, we basically have been blessed through the military to be educated in our jobs, to chase our dreams, and to prosper and grow together. So that's been the biggest reward, I would say, and it continues to get better.
Yes, I would like to piggyback on that. Being dual spouse military has been absolutely wonderful. What people don't realize is that I used to outrank Corey. I just want to put that in there. When we were both active duty, I was a staff sergeant and he was a senior airman, just for the record. But being dual spouse military, the one thing about that is usually one person's career has to kind of sit on the back burner. And I was the one to let him do what he had to do, which has been wonderful. But Corey is definitely my biggest fan. If I said to my husband right now, I want to be an astronaut, he would probably say, okay, let's see what we got to do to be an astronaut, because that's always how he's been with me. And that is a blessing to have that in a spouse, because he pushes and pushes me so much. And it's just wonderful. And it's so, he knows that it was very painful for me to give up my military career. And he came to me and said, you're medical, you have your master's degree. They take medical people in when you're like 80 years old. You guys can go back in.
I didn't say 80.
He did.
60.
He said 60, 70. He goes, they take you guys back in whenever. So I was like, oh, wow, thanks, honey.
Basically, you got time.
Yeah. So I was really reluctant. And I said, it started off as a dare. I said, I'm just going to go to this MEP station just to kind of make him be quiet because there's no way they're going to accept me back in. I'm just too old. But needless to say, I'm here, and I'm so blessed to be here. And it feels so good to put this uniform back on every single day. So, very happy.
So what was it so you all met, got married, and then you got out the military?
I got out the military.
Okay.
Yes, I went into the reserves.
Okay.
For a few years. And
so both of you all go into reserves together?
We did. Went in the reserve, left active duty in Warner Robins, and went into Miami down at Homestead, stationed there for a while, lived in Miami for a while. So at a certain point, then we moved to right side of Boston, Massachusetts area. And we've determined that, it was hard for her career field to find a unit. So... And then we had CJ at the time, so he's a baby. So she made a break. My career at the time was doing pretty good on the civilian side and on the reserve side. So she took a break there, and for a little while until he got older. And she went to school, ran her MRI centers for a while in Northern Virginia, and decided to come back. And I'm glad she did. West Virginia has been awesome for that. So.
They really have.
Yeah, they welcomed me with open arms. I've been here since 2014, and she came in there right after me, and it's been a blessing.
Mm-hmm. That's good. So I know you were talking about how your son is he just joined actually a few months ago, and actually it's currently in tech school.
Yeah.
So can you talk about how it feels to both of you have your son with you, serving with you? Tell me a little bit about that, how you feel about that.
It feels great, actually. It almost feels like a dream, and I've yet to see him in his uniform. So he's coming home for Christmas, and I know that I would definitely probably cry because he is my baby. And but one of the good things about having him in the military is that he's going to have that mentorship from us. He's going to have the guidance, and just us understanding his challenges and leading him. And Corey's very good for that. So we're just very excited to see where this takes him.
Yeah, just seeing him in progress and him taking advantage of everything around him and having him come on board to a great organization like the one we're in, the very family-oriented organization, and see him take advantage of all the tools and the resources around him, the free education, the ability to find out who he is as he grows.
Yes.
And they're going to help him with that. We're going to help him with it. So it's a great win-win situation.
Yeah.
He has a leg up on most kids.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I said, I wish that my dad was, first, young enough to be in the military while I was in the military. But, to have two parents there, to mentor you, I think that's truly a blessing that a lot of people really don't have.
It is, and just watching his growth already. And it's funny because we were talking not too long ago. He calls, before he went to basic, I always told him, hey, son, take those Clepts and those Dantes and put you further ahead. Just do that, and you'll be glad you did it. Basically, he say, okay. So it moves on, and he calls home back in August or September from basic. Dad, the first thing I do when I get home is I'm going to take some Clepts and Dantes. I learned about them, and they're going to put me further ahead in school.
Corey and I both just kind of gave each other a look. Because we were, on speakerphone, and we was like, okay.
That's great, son. That's great. That's great, son.
No. That's one thing that I find, too, is you can hear it from your parents all day long.
All day long. Mm-hmm.
But until you hear it from somebody else that ain't your parents, it's like, oh, wow, really?
I discovered something new.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. That's exactly what happened.
So let's talk a little bit about what do you think are the biggest issues with being a dual spouse?
Being a dual spouse, you want to start?
No, you can start.
It's probably share the same thing. The calls of the military, the calls and the short notice TDYs. I've been on active duty now for the last 10 years. So 16, 17 years. But what happens is basically when TDYs come, whether you're in a guard status or active status, and you have to go to different short notice TDYs, the long schools. My longest school was probably space school out in Vandenberg, and then I went for a year TDY to Afghanistan. So with those kind of things, having a strong support structure is important. And fortunately, we've had that. But the challenges there are just understanding what the demands are required for each other to be successful and to keep the mission going and keep the 130th successful as well. So that's been the biggest challenge is working those things in, making sure the kids have what they need, making sure that we are taking care of each other as well. So the balance of that, the balance of life and family.
Pretty much the same. We have a great family support system, even here and also in when we were located in Virginia. We had great neighbors that basically were family. We were there for 15 years. So at that point, some people become family. And it was, so it's been really a blessing. Like Corey said, just the short notice TDYs and things like that. But it all worked out, so we're good.
Yeah, my mom is here with us. I have a cousin from North Myrtle Beach. She's here. She's a counselor down the school, at the school down the street there. So we have an infrastructure here, and building that infrastructure is important. So, and I must say, since I've been here, quite surprised to West Virginia that we've been managed to build that.
Yeah.
So it's been good.
So you'd probably say the most important thing, if someone is, say if somebody's already in the military and their spouse wants to get into the military, is make sure you have that structure in place before.
Have to have that structure.
You have to have that structure.
Yeah.
You really need that. You need that family support.
Yeah. So individually, what are some things that you all do to decompress? I mean, y'all both come to work at the same time. You're around each other a lot. So, what are some things that you do?
Well, he has his man cave that he, goes to every now and then. Me, myself, I love doing different crafts with my daughter. We do everything from making shea butter to everything. And he always tells me, geez, Drena, you always got something going on. And he said, this was perfect for you to have a little girl because we are constantly busy. Yeah. I come home during the day after work and she just says, okay, Mom, what are we going to do today? What are we going to make today? So just things like that, spending time with family. I love to read. We always have something going on at the Gauls house, trust me. We do not stay stagnant at all.
Yeah. I know for me, basically reading, hiding in the man cave, which they follow me down and won't give me.
Yeah.
We do all the time.
Yeah, so having that and just a calming period, a time to just to decompress. When you put away the computer, which I have a hard time doing because I want to see what's going on 24/7, but put it away and let the job be there tomorrow. And reflecting on the family and just chilling.
So, just off the top of my head, I was just thinking about. I've asked this question. I feel like every single podcast about how you all are dealing with COVID in this time because that presents a whole new challenge.
So it's been difficult. COVID hit really hard here when we've only been here for probably about maybe 4 or 5 months. So we did not establish the relationship with a lot of our neighbors that we would normally have. Being in the unit for a couple of years, I did know a lot of people in the unit, so I'm still able to do things with them, safely. But the thing with us in COVID is Corey and I, moving from the D.C. area, it is so busy there. So COVID just kind of gave us a chance to kind of sit back for a little bit and just say, okay, what can we do, with each other and just kind of relax more and things like that. But we managed. We like to go for long rides. We still do things with the kids. Corey loves to grill. I mean, he grills constantly. So we're making it work just like everybody else is. You know, we're ready for it to be over with.
Oh, yeah.
But we're okay.
Well, I know since COVID has hit, as she said, we was only here about 4 or 5 months. Immediately, the first thing happened to me was being asked to stand up the J8 task force, supporting our guard operations or funding our guard operational mission. And what that did for me was gave me a better inner workings of how we do things at the state level and how we respond into that and the talent pool we have here in the Guard, which has been a blessing. And I'll say coming from the Guard Bureau, my full-time job is at the Guard Bureau. And coming from that level to here, we often hear or talk about that. Here at the state level, I got the chance to see it in action, you know, to see our greatness and the way we were responding to the threat and supporting the state, people in the state, and it's been amazing. Like everybody else, I'm tired of it. I want it to go away. I'm glad when the vaccines hit. I'm glad when we were able to go outside and live a normal life and do what we did before. But it's definitely been an eye opener. You know, people that we've lost along the way here, it's taught us to value and to cherish each other a little bit more. So, and being a dual military family, and of course medical's on the front lines, and seeing those guys in action and seeing what we're doing for our state and for our nation, it's been great.
Yeah. So yeah, during that time too, one thing I was thinking about was your kids and going to school.
Yes.
You know, what do you feel like your family has helped you out a lot in that situation as far as like, you know, homeschooling? I mean, basically you turned into a homeschool teacher.
Yeah. Right.
Initially, when COVID hit last year, we were blessed to have CJ, our oldest son, Corey Jr. He was here, and he helped tremendously with her online schooling. If it was not for him, we would definitely have been in trouble. It was kind of funny because we always called him the substitute teacher. And Caitlin would always say, "You're not a real teacher," you know. And but he was a big help. Like Corey mentioned earlier, his mom being here has been a tremendous help for us. So yeah, we're doing okay.
It's been good. It's my cousin's always calling to check on us, make sure we're good. She's down the road. So having the kids out of school has been a struggle, but at the same time, back to the foundation again, right? The support.
Yeah.
So that's been big. So.
And then back to the unit supporting us here with everything as far as the kids. They've been, awesome. Very, very good with everything, with the support system, with the teleworking, just with the understanding. Right. And you need that. Yeah. The last thing you need is like, okay, added stress. So just to have that foundation from the unit is a big help.
It is, because, having the understanding or the capacity to understand that, everybody is sharing your pain.
Right.
So, it's not just me. I got an office full of folks that, are working for me that are going through the same thing I'm going through. So therefore, I know if I'm going through it, they're sharing in it. So my job is to make it easier on them.
Right.
And I got a good team, and I got good folks around us here that have supported us. So I'm going to support my folks the same way in which I received the report.
Yeah.
Support.
Yeah. So one thing I do want to ask is, both of you all, like I said, neither one of you are from West Virginia. So, I was born and raised in West Virginia, so I don't know how that feeling is when you first come into West Virginia and see it. I know it has to be a culture shock, but can you talk a little bit about just first coming into West Virginia and seeing wow?
So, yeah. When Corey initially mentioned that there was a possibility that we might be actually moving here full time, I think I was in shock. And I was like, oh, wow, really? But it happened. So the biggest challenge or the biggest concern that we had was just the school system. But once again, It has been absolutely wonderful. Caitlin's we're in Putnam County. She's at Scott Tays Elementary, and when I tell you, phenomenal. I mean, teachers are great, staff is great. We've had nothing but just wonderful things to say about it. Another concern for me was my job. I've been at my running the imaging center, MRI, for 15 years. I was extremely upset to be leaving that job. Actually devastated. Because at that point, you're not leaving friends, you're leaving family.
Yeah.
And I grew up with that company. Like I said, I was there for 15 years. So I started from the bottom and kind of went up to the top and worked really hard. And I was like, oh my God, I've done so much here. I don't want to leave. Are you kidding? And at one time, I actually thought about, I tell you what, why don't you go and you leave me and the kids here? And I'll see you on the weekends. Yeah. He immediately was like, oh no, there's no way we're going to do that. So once that hit, and I said, okay, West Virginia it is. But you pray over things, you ask God, is this the right decision for you, and things like that. And ultimately, it was. And since we've been here, it's been wonderful. I can't tell you that. Now I have a full-time job and working, and the kids are great. Like Corey said, CJ is in the unit now, and this stay has been a blessing in disguise. That's all I can say about that. It's been absolutely wonderful.
So this is the first time that you actually came to West Virginia?
Besides drill weekends. I mean, I was, drill staff traditional. Yeah. But yeah, that was it. Yeah. And another benefit of being here, when I first got here, I was put on orders. They help out in the med group and with the UEI inspection and things like that, and working under Colonel Young. I've learned so much. Coming here on the weekends, 1 weekend a month, is not enough. You're so busy on drill weekends. You're just trying to get your training done and things like that. But being here full time has really, really been really good. Right. You just learn so much. And I'm just, the inner workings every day, what goes on behind the scenes and things like that. And you realize, wow, these people are working their butts off here, and it's been good.
Yeah. I had to show on the map. I said, she goes, where's West Virginia? I said, right beside Virginia.
That is not true. That is not true.
You mean beside Richmond? Or Roanoke?
Yeah. No, and then she asked me when we get here, she goes, where's the Apple store? And of course, the nearest Apple store is either in Columbus or Charlotte or back to DC, right?
So he's loving me being here because he's like, oh, you can't shop like you want to shop. Your bank account is looking so wonderful now. This has just been so good, you being here. Even before COVID, those first few months, he goes, okay, so where are you going to shop now?
Yeah, because coming from the DC area, from larger towns or cities, you got so many different options. Here, your options are limited, right? So, grocery store, we talk about all the time. Either you go into Walmart or Kroger's, take your pick. Yeah, that's right. DC, you got Publix, you got not Publix, but Harris Teeter, Food Lion, Giants, Wegmans. You can go down a litany of stuff. Here you are clearly defined. You know when you leave home, where you going.
Exactly.
There's no getting off the wrong turn. You're going there and you're coming back. So
there's no traffic here.
There's no traffic.
There's no traffic. And it's so funny because when we first moved to Scott Tays, one of the people in the unit said, oh my God, you're going to move way out there? Yeah. I was like, what do you mean? It's just like a 30-minute commute. I was like, oh my God, that is awesome. Less than 30 minutes or 30, I'm like, this is heaven. I mean, know, right? It's some commutes, gosh, in D.C. Yeah. Corey's on the road 2 hours, 2.5 hours a day.
110 miles.
So this is nothing for us. We're in heaven,
Yeah. I know I always get frustrated at the Oakwood exit.
Oh, yeah.
Just because that traffic.
It's crazy.
So I can imagine doing that every single day.
No. Every single day. Going to work and from work. It's just,
Yeah. So now, right now, we're loving it. It's great. It's been a blessing to us, and no issues. It's a different area, different background, different culturally. So, and because of COVID, though, I know she's upset because she can't go hiking and whatever. I don't care. I don't.
Like I don't like anyway. So
So I'm like, I don't want to go out in those woods. But she's upset about that. But I'm like,
Yeah, he's like, what are we gonna do if we run into a snake?
yeah.
Like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't belong out there.
yeah, exactly. I belong in the streets. I don't belong in the woods.
Yeah, exactly right. So but other than that, I mean, it's just it's different. My cousin, she's been here for about 10 years. She's joining the unit too, so she hear this. She know I'm calling her out. Yeah. So she's coming to medical because medical take you at any age.
Oh my gosh. See, I told you. Yeah, you can be at 80 and still go in Undrena. You're okay. Come on. Like, really? Thank you, baby. Yes. Told you.
Looking out for you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it's gonna be the entire family, pretty much.
It's that's kind of what I found is you build your family, right? We talked about it earlier, and I've been blessed here to have good friends, meet good people, good mentors, and I want to share that.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I can share that with my kids, or share it with my cousin, or share it with whoever, her husband and her both were Air Force too. So if I can share that, what I have gained or what I have seen here, my own two eyes, this is a treasure trove. So share it, spread the wealth. I've been about that way.
Yes.
My wife, she's she gets comfortable. She adapts to her job. She loves it. Me, I'm adaptable. So I like learning. I like meeting people. I like moving. I like those kind of things. That's my nature.
Right.
Is to see it, learn it, share it. So I'm about that. So I like being comfortable with my family, but as far as the military, it's given me the ability to and the blessing to learn and grow, right? So I carry a space AFSC. I carry that. I've done it for about 10 years. I work in the NRO and doing other stuff. I worked at OSD doing policy. I've been around,
right.
So I'll touch different things. So I'm financial management, doing it for the last 20 years. So I 25. I'm old. 25, 26 years doing this. So I was a firefighter. So I've been around. So therefore, I can take these things and these tools and where I got them from, and I owe it all back to one thing, right? The military. It's been a blessing. So
And he still wears his fire hat too.
Really?
Yeah, he likes to wear it around the house. Like, I was a fireman once.
I can remind them.
Yeah, exactly. I done some things.
Yes. And my daughter, she's like, oh God, there's that again. And that fire hat. I'm like, oh yeah. And just for the record, he's teaching her how to salute and how to march.
Preparing early.
Yeah,
she's, boy too.
She's starting early.
Yes.
So she stands at attention, and things like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, my poor baby.
Does she do the hospital corners?
Not yet. Not yet. But trust me,
it's coming.
It's coming. Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, but it's been awesome.
That's good. That's good. So, I think we can close now. Do y'all have any remaining thoughts?
Yeah, for me, I just I appreciate everything that we have accomplished together, and being dual military, being military period has been, like I said again before, a blessing. I've been doing this thing since 1992. No breaks in service.
You are old.
I feel that way, right? I've been up to E7, back to 01, up to where I'm at now. It's been a blessing. I've taken the things I got people I've started out with. I'm still contacting back and forth. The people you meet along the way are the blessing. Being able to serve and give and protect and help people is a blessing. It's been a true calling. Military family is important. I'm glad my son has the opportunity to be a part of it. My daughter, I'm glad that we're doing it together. She can't hide her retirement from me because I know what's going to happen. We have it's an open commitment, an open relationship, and we're doing it together. It's been a blessing. So thank you.
Yeah. And the same thing, like Corey said, this initially started off me coming back in as a dare. I was like, okay, let me just get this over with because I know they're not going to accept me, back in because I'm too old. But I'm here, and I'm so thrilled. I came back in as a staff sergeant at E5 and had a commissioning opportunity. And he's always known that that's what I wanted to do. So the fact that he pushed me to do it has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Spending time originally before we moved here on the drill weekends, we would kind of treat it as a date weekend, because we were so busy back in the D.C. area. I mean, gosh, I worked 50 plus hours a week and on the weekend sometimes. So when drill weekend came, it's like, okay, what movie are we going to see Saturday night? So in that itself has been a really blessing. Like I said, when I put this uniform on every single day, I'm just reminded of, wow, I'm back in. I get to wear this uniform again. I get to serve my country again, and it's such a good feeling to have that. And I'm so blessed to have him that he never forgot that. He never really forgot, gosh, she really, really took a hit when she got out the military. She really wanted it. She struggled because I really did. He knew I wanted to retire. Yeah. And like I said, to have him push me to do it again has been wonderful. And we're here, West Virginia. Gosh, I can't say enough things about this unit. The support they've given us, medical group has just been phenomenal. The mentorship that they've given me, the guidance, the leadership skills, I can go on and on and on. A bunch of wonderful people, and they work so hard. I know he gives us a hard time sometimes about the med group. He's like, you guys aren't even a real clinic. What are you doing down there? And so we just kind of laugh it off. All of us do, because he's constantly messing with everyone down in the med group. So like I said, I'm glad to be here. Yeah.
That's good.
I actually might cry when we leave.
I'll tell you what's funny, though, is people you meet along the way. General Fry, at the time was Colonel Fry.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, at the Guard Bureau. I'm working with him, right, as the J4. And what's funny is he says, have you ever thought about coming to West Virginia? I was deputy J8 there. I was a senior civilian.
I remember that.
I said, and I did like her, West Virginia, where is that located? Oh, Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah. Charleston, West Virginia. That's a Charleston, West Virginia. So, meeting him, putting him in that place, and him giving me the opportunity to come to headquarters and support the mission here, open up a whole other door.
Yeah.
So, I've always been open. Open your door up, man. Learn, meet people, grow, and I'm glad I met him there, because now I'm here and people along the way. I worked with General Walker before he got here as well. So, it's knowing these people and these blessings that have been, opened up the door for her and my kids, and to be part of this great unit, in West by God, Virginia. Right?
Exactly. Don't forget the by God.
Yeah, don't forget by God.
Yes.
So I say that to say, if you have open minds, open hands, open hearts, and meet and grow, you might find a great unit like we have right here in the middle of West by God, Virginia.
Yeah. Just Mike.
And he knows the words to the song now. Every word.
Country roads take me home.
Yes.
Yeah. And my daughter knows.
Yes. She sings it all the time. Yeah. We're like, oh my goodness, So we sing it at least once a week in the house, just as
I remember being a kid and hearing as a kid. I never imagined I'd be
there.
Yes. Singing the song.
Yeah. I would say we can sing it out, but I'm scared of the copyrights.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Someone actually might sign me, sign me up for a recording record or something. You never know.
DeJuan would just totally have to re-record this.
I think I'm going to keep that one in.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Thank you for everything.
I really appreciate you all being on the show for us. And that's going to do it.
All right.
Appreciate it. And that's going to do it for this episode of The Drop. For more information about the 130th Airlift Wing, visit us on the web at www.130aw.ang.af.mil. Additionally, you can find us on all major social media platforms. Lastly, you can see us in the skies delivering freedom with courage. This is Master Sergeant DeJuan Haley reminding you to stay ready to go.